All right, Keenan, again, we are at the Aputure booth with the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Brandon. He's going to give us a rundown of the new Amaran lights that are here.
Yes, so just yesterday at the start of NAB, we debuted the new 150C and 300C. This is to reflect on how last year we debuted the LS600C Pro, a light that was also an RGBWW point source, Bowens matte LED, yes, a lot of adjectives, but with all the bells and whistles, CRMX, weatherproofing, Ethernet, you name it, it had it, but not everyone needed all that jazz. So that's why we came out with the 150C and 300C for everyone who wanted something that was a more accessible starting point. So these are the Amaran guys, the 150 watt output and 300 watt output, RGBWW Bowens matte point source LEDs. Yes, a lot of adjectives again, but because they're Bowens matte, because they're RGB, they can do a lot of different things, and I think that's why it's worthy of having so many adjectives. These guys are an upgrade and redesign from the 100 and 200 series that we have for our COB LEDs with some more bells and whistles. It's larger in size and sleeker and a little more rounded to give off a little bit of a more space-agey, a little sleeker, more modern vibe over here. But because it's larger as well, it also has a larger heatsink and larger fan, so that means it can spin more slowly, and that silent active cooling does its job a lot more quietly. But aside from that, the monolight construction of this guy is very similar, so in the design, so the using experience is very similar. All you have is two knobs to control the entire thing. You can swap with using this by pressing this button, swap between CCT and HSI. If I'm in HSI mode, I can swap between here, hue and saturation, just my hue just like that. And if I'm in CCT mode, I can swap between CCT and green magenta shift, and that's 2500 Kelvin to 7500 Kelvin CCT, all with 0 to 100%, of course, intensity control. And of course, if I don't want to control it from the back, although it is very simple, I can of course Bluetooth reset it and connect it to Sidus Link and control the entire thing from the mobile app, which we're doing for the entire booth right here. Everything in this booth is Sidus Link app controlled. There's no DMX in sight for us at NAB this year. Again, for DC power in, it uses a 40-volt DC power input, so it can use the 2-bay battery power station if you do want to take it out on the go and you don't want to use in the studio. But because most of our users, especially of this light, are using it inside the studio, we decided to forego the external control box and the battery station and the battery plates for that to make this guy a lot more affordable. So if you need it, step up to that. And if you don't need it, then you're going to be able to save a buck with the built-in controls right here. Of course, you still have the umbrella adapter, and accompanying the new design is a metal tilting stand column and a metal Bowens mount front, so it can support heavier modifiers like the Light Dome 2 and like the Light Octa Dome 120. So you have a lot more options here. And of course, speaking of Bowens mount modifiers, we now have this Amaran Light Dome Mini SE and the Spotlight SE. This Amaran Light Dome Mini SE I really like, particularly because it can be set up and broken down so quickly. So right here, count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, done instantly, and basically I can done it in a quarter of the time of something like the Light Dome Mini 2, because that one has 16 rods and closes. I can't close it 2 at a time, so it's done in a quarter of that time. And again, setting this guy up is incredibly easy. With a polycarbonate speed ring, this guy's incredibly light, so it's a great package for people who are just starting out and want something that is easy to use, easy to set up, and a good point for starting to learn how to light, especially with a lightweight, quick softbox.
So what is the shipping date and price tag on these? Have those been officially announced?
Yeah, so shipping date isn't there an exact date, but all these guys are available for pre-order, and the price tag on the Light Dome Mini SE is only $69. The 150C is only $359. It's only $10 more than the Amaran 200XS, and then the 300C right over here is just $569. So these are all available for pre-order now and starting to ship probably mid to late May.
Incredible. These are so exciting and really cool to see the smaller attachments, and I love that. I love how fast that was. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with us, and check them out. Link below.